As an inventor, there's no better place to go pitch your ideas than Shark Tank. All 6 of the investors are dying to throw some of their hard-earned cash at a project that can make them even more money. But you've got to have a truly amazing company. There's no way that the sharks are going to risk giving out thousands, sometimes millions of dollars on something that doesn't have a chance in this world. Some products we've seen on the show are so ludicrous that they should have never even been invented, let alone pitched. But at least they're entertaining. In today's video, we are going to show you some of the dumbest pitches ever on Shark Tank, so stay tuned.
My business is the Squirrel Boss squirrel-proof bird feeder.
Squirrel Boss. Who doesn't love a good squirrel? Dogs love to chase them, and kids love to look at them, but one inventor simply wanted to shock the poor little mites to death. Michael DeSanti thought he had hit the jackpot when he came up with the Squirrel Boss, a bird feeder that kept the fluffy tails little guys from stealing the food by giving them a nasty little static shock. One of the first things the panel wants to do was experience the shock for themselves. When they did, they were appalled at how strong it was, and quickly berated the idea for being cruel. After all, if a human gets a big jolt from something that's going to feel a million times worse on something as little as a squirrel. Michael was disappointed, walking with 0% of the $1.3 million he had hoped for. Sadly, it looks like the horrible little invention is still going strong, as it is available to purchase online. Can't birds and squirrels just live in harmony? It's a no from us too. Ionic Year. When it comes to technology, the world is ever changing. As soon as the latest device is released, someone else comes along to introduce a bigger and better version, but some ideas are just too crazy to be taken seriously. Cast your mind back to the very first episode of our beloved Shark Tank. Darren Johnson hopes to make history with an invention he believed would change the landscape of modern tech. Unfortunately, the Ionic Year really got under the skin of the sharks, but not in the way that Johnson wanted. He hoped for a $1 million investment for 15% of his company, but the device had to be surgically implanted into the user's ear canal, which was enough to turn the sharks off completely. If that wasn't bad enough, the device was charged by plugging in a Q-tip sized cylinder every night. Yeah, that's not something anyone in their right minds wants to do, now is it? Needless to say, the sharks were not sold, and Johnson disappeared back to his laboratory to try and come up with some other crackpot scheme. No phone. We all know that's one person that spends way too much time staring at their phone, pointlessly browsing social media for hours on end. Well, most of us are that person. 2 friends decided to take that concept and try and make some money off it by coming up with a gag gift called No Phone. Van Gold and Chris Sheldon managed to raise over $18,000 from Kickstarter before approaching the sharks asking for a $25,000 investment in exchange for a 25% equity. The problem was their gift was literally a plastic block with no screen. Although the product caught the interest of viewers, it was all for the wrong reasons. The sharks thought it was a completely pointless and stupid idea, with Mark Cuban going as far to say, "There's only one thing I hate more than people staring at their phones, and that's dumb patents." The pitch was pretty bad, but that didn't stop the pair from taking their business and running with it. There is now a no phone selfie edition that has a mirror on one side and a no phone Air, which is simply an empty plastic box. They all retail for less than $30, but still, that's valuable cash we could be spending at the App Store on a real phone. Sticky Notes Folder. Sometimes an invention so ludicrous comes along that just makes you laugh and laugh and laugh. Mary Ellen Simonson clearly wasn't up to date with the modern world when she appeared on the show back in its first season. Her idea was something so archaic that even the sharks couldn't contain their giggles. Simonson had created a sticky notes holder that attaches to a laptop. The best part, she said, was that it folds inside the laptop when you close it. Genius. Clearly she hadn't quite realized that computers have had sticky notes apps on them for quite some time, so not only are physical sticky notes pretty much obsolete, so is her idea. She savants at a pretty penny for her invention too, asking the sharks for a $1 million stake for just 20% of the company. Despite having never sold a single item, you would have to give her props for trying. Maybe we should spend more time inventing stupid stuff that's no longer needed too, like bigger screens for phones or an instant messaging service. That's all the time we have for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see y'all next time.